if Celine Dion does a thrash metal album, yeah, I'm gonna be like, all right, I should probably see what this is all about.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here, coming at you with a record review. We're talking about the new Lil Yachty record, which we're a little behind on. This came out last week, over a week ago. It's called Let's Start Here, and seemingly out of nowhere, Lil Yachty has taken this hard left turn into psych rock on this record. This is his fifth LP. You probably won't be surprised to find out I've never listened to one of his previous four. But a long list of collaborators on this one that piqued my interest. You've got Patrick Wimberly of Chairlift, Jake Portrait from Unknown Mortal Orchestra. You've got the folks from Magdalena Bay on here, Mac DeMarco, Nick Hakim, Alex G, Ben Goldwasser of MGMT, as well as Justin Raisin and Daniel Caesar. So a lot of names convinced me to check this one out, and a lot of people talking about it online. So we thought we'd throw our opinions in the ring as well. How you guys feel about this?
It's tough to properly measure because I only know Lil Yachty by name and image and don't really know any of his music. But I've listened to it 3 times now, and I was really into it the first time, where I was like, I might go 4 stars here. This is really cool. And I went down to 3.5, and now I'm down to 3. I am liking it less and less every time I listen to it because it kind of just seems like a predictable move to kind of go this psych rock 70s funk direction mixed with like more rap. And I mean, there's no rapping really on it at all, but there's a little bit more like hip hop and funk flavor. And like, I feel like, if I want this, I've got Tame Impala with Slow Rush that I like more. I get a little bit of the vibes from the Weekend album last year. So I kind of feel like maybe it's just kind of like a grab for critical praise, being like, I can do this too, because it doesn't really seem that fresh of an idea or like a bold move. It's just like, now it's my turn, rather.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I like it. I think the first track, The Black Seminole, probably the best track on the whole album. It's really cool. It's sort of his like Great Gig in the Sky a little bit. A lot of Tame Impala on this album. It's way too close, I think. I think that's the thing that hurts it the most, is just like, you take away the auto-tune vocals and like, what are you doing here that's different than what's been done a lot in the past, 5-7 years? And I don't think there's much going on here that hasn't been done. There's like a little bit of like Miguel and Frank Ocean and Van Hunt and lots of Tame Impala. And credit to Lil Yachty. He's a mumble rapper. He does trap music, and I've never heard of Lil Yachty. So just by doing this, he's at least got me to listen to him. I don't know, the guest stars, when I heard about all the stars on here, thought, okay, that could be cool. But Alex G and Mac DeMarco are kind of relegated to a 2-minute and 47-second little sort of nothing track, Failure. And I don't really hear much of, anybody else, Benjamin Goldwasser or Magdalena Bay or Chairlift. Like, it just sounds like them doing Tame Impala songs. Like, there's not a lot of personality that they bring in to this music. And it gets a little old. I think by the end of it, sort of just recycles the ideas over and over again. So I don't know. It's tough. I have it at another low 3.5, and I liked it more the first time. I'm kind of with you again, Cramser. It seems to be getting less and less impactful the more you listen to it. And it would be better if just Lil Yachty wasn't on it at all, I think. Like, he's a songwriter, but like I much prefer the female vocals and the guest stars, and the less Lil Yachty, I think, the better it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar place with it. It's a real mixed bag, I think, this record. There's some tracks I like, some tracks I really don't like. I agree. The Black Seminole's the standout by far. definitely has the most Psych sound of anything on the record. It takes you on like this real journey. You got some like Floyd-esque textures on the keys and pretty sick guitar solo. The next song, Ride, I think is pretty cool too. But that is much less psych rock. It's more of like a synth pop tune. Drive Me Crazy, I like. It's a cool track, has more of an R&B groove to it. That's the track with Goldwasser from MGMT. So actually, I mean, everyone keeps saying like, oh, he did a psych rock record. He did a psych rock record. I actually don't think a lot of the tracks are really that much like psych rock. I think there's a lot of different styles that he's touching on, and it's all tied together by the fact that there's live instrumentation on it. And I think the production is pretty consistent throughout the different styles. So it kind of works together as a cohesive record. I think it's interesting to have that kind of live instrumentation with the heavily auto-tuned singing that he's doing. It's an interesting combination. I don't necessarily love it. So I don't know. The vocals are a real hang up for me. It's tough for me to take that one song at a time, let alone for 57 minutes straight. I kept asking myself, like, if someone else was singing this, like if they brought in the guy from King Gizzard or something, or Kevin Parker or whoever, and had them sing these songs, yeah, I think this would be a better record with someone actually singing. And I think far less people would care about it. It feels really like kind of a novelty thing that look at what Lil Yachty's doing. And I think that's, it's getting people to listen to it. But after that novelty wears off, are the songs good? And I just don't think very many of them are. There's a couple that might be like fun to come back to at the end of the year when we're wrapping up the favorite songs of the year. But as a full album listen, I don't really think so. Say Something, I think, that's a track that has some like cool textures and it's got a cool groove. And I think the music is like great, but what Yachty is doing over it is just terrible. I'd say the same thing probably about Paint the Sky and We Saw the Sun and Pretty. I think he is just taking some pretty cool musical ideas and kind of just wrecking them with his vocals. So I don't know. I don't know how much influence he had over the music too. If he's really like kind of like conducting these people and like pulling all these ideas together from different collaborators and making this what it is, or if he's just kind of buying his way into having like this cool psych rock record and just like, hey, do this for me, make me some sick tracks so that I can sing it. I can't speak to that, but it feels more like that to me.
Yeah, there are some things I do like about Selm. Like I said, I was almost at 4 stars. I think it's just got a really cool blend of a lot of things, and it's not just psych rock, like you were saying. You get a little bit of like dream pop, a little bit of chill wave, like you said, some straight up synth. I think the production on it is really good, actually. I think the album sounds great. I think the bass sounds amazing. There's some really cool expressive choices in the production, like in the song Pretty. There was like that shimmering effect on the vocals, which I think is really nice. So this album is definitely not boring and it's definitely not flat. It's full of imagination. I like it a lot. And I think it's just got a cool, like wavy, like the music and the instrumentation isn't as psychedelic, but kind of like the ride of the album is, like the journey. It just kind of feels like you're floating around, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if like just the songs and the lyrics are that great. And I'm with you. The auto tune doesn't really bother me on this album. I think it creates this cool kind of like distortion of reality because you get that live instrumentation and like you don't know if like you're alive or dreaming or if you're in like the future or what's going on. So it kind of has that cool mystique about it. But the thing is, whether or not you like the auto tune, it means that there is no like really good harmonious melodic singing in it, which is you would have to take the auto tune out and just supplement it with actual singing. And, it would make or break the album. So you have something that's merely interesting to comment on as a YouTuber. And, would it be better with something that's just more pleasant to listen to? So I think it's a good album. I'm at 3 stars. I can't imagine it going up from here because I probably won't listen to it again for a while because 3 times in 3 days is enough for me. I actually heard about this album going to get Philly cheesesteaks here in Chicago from like this Philadelphia, like authentic Philly cheesesteak place. And this guy had it on and he was like, "This is so cool. You believe this is Lil Yachty?" I was like, I guess. I don't really know much about Lil Yachty, but apparently it's a big deal that he made this album. So
I'm at 3 stars. I don't know if I said that or not. It's okay. There's some cool moments, but that's about it for me.
It's cool, but I think if there wasn't auto-tune and Lil Yachty on vocals, which I mean, that's not the big deal for me. I can listen to auto-tune. I have no problem with that. Going back to, Kanye West and 808s and Heartbreak, stuff like that. Like, I'm fine with that for a whole album. I just don't think the music is as interesting as people are making it out to be just because Lil Yachty made it. Like, they're sort of playing it up and hyping it up when this type of music has been around for 8-10 years now. Like, this is not breaking new ground.
It's the Taylor Swift folklore effect. Everyone was like, she did an indie pop album. It's the best thing I've ever heard. It's like, it's a decent indie pop album. Like, what do you want? Like,
yeah, he's not really pushing the envelope forward at all.
If Celine Dion does a thrash metal album, yeah, I'm gonna be like, all right, I should probably see what this is all about. But is there any possibility it's like, man, this is one of the best albums of all? Like, no, fuck off, come on.
All right, so let us know what you think of the record down in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check the video description for links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, merch, and Patreon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.